The San Diego real estate market is shifting. Prices are changing, inventory is growing, and regardless if you're buying or selling, there's a few key trends that you need to know about. In just a few minutes, I'll go over everything that's happening right now and what it means for you. You don't want to miss this. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, great to see you again. My name's Ian Collins, your Southern California real estate agent, and this is your monthly market update for October. We're going to go over a couple key metrics and once again see how the interest rates were affecting everything. And then I'll give you some buyer and seller recommendations so you can go forward and do great things. And wait around to the end because I have this new rollout that I'm incredibly excited for that could potentially help you, especially if you're thinking about buying a home. So let's get after it. First up, we have a market snapshot. As you can hear, I summarized the key numbers that we're going to cover so you can see that. As you can see at the top right here, detached homes, the median home price, sold price was $1,050,000. I need to change that, median sold price. For attached for condos and townhomes, the median sales price was $646,000, which is actually a 2.1% decrease year over year. We'll hit the San Diego SDAR MLS in a second so you can see it. But inventory increased by 37% year over year for single family homes and 71% for condos and townhomes. And then lastly, days on market. Detached homes increased by 30%, almost 31%, and condos and townhomes by almost 48%. So here we'll dive a little more in depth with the median sales price. As you can see, for September, the median sales price for single family homes was $1,050,000, which is a 5.8% increase year over year. So what year over year means is basically this time last year, 2023, what was the median home price to this year? Month over month, you can kind of see the changes. So in July, it was $1,050,000 and 51, then back down. But big picture, you want to check year over year. So we were 5.8% year over year increase. So if you look over here to the left, so this time last year, in September in 2023, the median sales price for single family homes was $992,500. A year before that, it was $907,000. So you see, we're still trending upwards. Even with the interest rate chaos, it's still on a steady trend for this time of year. You can look at month to month over here on the right, but you have to remember there's seasonal changes and all that. And remember that real estate is a long-term investment. So understanding like the short term, like month over month is important, I guess, but more so year over year or long-term trends. Because think about it, if you buy a home or you think about selling a home, you're going to be in that home for 3 to 5 years. So paying attention to the month-to-month changes doesn't really make sense, right? Obviously, homes in the summer sell differently than homes in the wintertime. But this September, from last September to the September before, we're still on a steady trend upwards. But now let's look at condos and townhomes, which is interesting. So you can see the median sales price for for condos and townhomes was $646,000, which is actually a decrease by 2.1%. It's been a long time since I've seen a decrease. So is this just a September, September to remember? That's kind of corny, but is this just like a freak thing that happened that condos and townhomes actually had a reduction in price? So if you come over to the right, year over year, last year, this time September, median sales price for condos and townhomes was $660,000. This year it's $646,000. So what's causing that? I think one factor we should go check out, which leads us segue to the next area, is inventory. As we slide down inventory of homes for sale, in the month of September, we actually had a 37% increase for single family homes year over year and a 71% increase year over year for condos and townhomes. Now, if you look on that right side of the condos and townhomes are attached, you can see that the inventory has been steadily increasing since February 2024, up to 98% increase in July. So the steady increase of inventory maybe finally had an effect on the condos and townhomes market. So if you look over here too, year over year, right, it was kind of a slight decrease, which for single family homes and condos and townhomes from 2022 to 2023, from 1,473 to 1,116, and then a big jump to 1,910 for this past September. So Is this like a freak accident? Honestly, I don't know. I would be curious to check back in next month. Shameless plug for next month's monthly market update, especially if you're in the condos and townhome market to see if it is trending downward. Or was this just a blip and you missed your opportunity? We really won't know until next month. But these are the numbers. So I personally think, and granted, I'm just a master's educated realtor, but not an economics professor. Maybe it was just a blip on the radar. But if we see this happen for 2 or 3 months in a row where the median sales price starts to decrease, that might be a room for opportunity for buyers. On the seller side, hey, if you see that homes you're selling a condo or townhome, realize you need to price it accordingly to make sure that your list price isn't going to be something ridiculous and your home sits on the market for a long time, which is a great segue to days on market. So here we can see days on market. So for September for single family homes, the days on market went up by 6 days. Or yeah, 6 days. That I haven't seen that big of a jump in since December to January, which is kind of a normal jump. It's like the holiday stand down, and then now it's New Year's. Everybody's motivated, like, let's go buy homes. But yeah, that's a jump in this early of the year. So it's a 30.8% increase year over year. So if you come over to the left for single family homes, this year it was 26 days in 2023, even with the ridiculous interest rates, and now it jumped to 34 days, which 30.8% increase. Now, if you look back in 2022, it was 32 days. So maybe just 2023 was a outlier. I don't know, but high days on market with a kind of a slowing median sales price. I think it has to do with inventory. If I had to guess, right? Once again, we won't know until next month. And remember, these are all trends, so it's kind of like a locomotive, like a train. Just seeing one little blip on the radar doesn't really mean the train's moving. Something, whatever. It could just be a freak accident. But if you look over here for condos and townhomes, it went from 29 days. So even year over year, that it went dropped to 23, which we can see in 2023 for single family homes is still low, right? So that's kind of keeping with the same trend. But now instead of doing a day or two higher than it was this time in 2022 when the non outlier happened, it jumped up 5 days. So once again, hate to shamelessly plug my next monthly market update video, but definitely tune back in next month, especially if you're in the condos and townhomes market, to just see what's going on here. Especially if you're thinking about selling a condo or townhome, pricing your home effectively, marketing it like your life's on the line, making sure it gets in front of as many eyeballs as possible and then not being unrealistic when you're negotiating, requests for repairs, etc., will help you leverage that equity you built, because you have built equity over time if you do choose to decide to sell your condo or townhome. Just take this into mind that it's not the chaos of 2021 anymore. But yeah, that's still shocking. I haven't seen a reduction in price in a good while. Next is going to my buyer's advice. I kind of tapped on a little bit as we've been going through the key economic factors, but one thing is, as inventory is increasing, it's by all means not a buyer's market yet. If we go and look at the inventory or month supply of inventory, we're still steadily in a seller's market. If you check out the graph, we're 2.4 for single family homes and 2.8 for condos and townhomes. So it's still not a buyer's market, but this is the first time in a long time. Maybe it's due to interest rates and people waiting on the presidential elections, whatever. This is the most buying power that I've seen in a long time for buyers. Not saying that it's a buyer's market. Do not mince the two. It is not a buyer's market. It's still heavily a seller's market. Remember, it has to get to 6, I believe, 5 to 6 in order for it to be equilibrium or middle market, a balanced market. And anything above 6 is a buyer's market, meaning there's more homes than there are buyers available. Right now, there's more buyers than there are homes available, which means it is a buyer or seller's market. But needless to say, my point is because inventory has gone up so much and people are nervous because of whatever the elections or that the fact that interest rates haven't dropped yet, which we're going to cover in a second. This hesitation has given people that aren't hesitating the ability to capitalize on situations that they normally wouldn't have. So take that into consideration if you're thinking about buying a home. Know this is a good opportunity. What did Warren Buffett say? Be aggressive or hungry when others are scared, and be scared when others are hungry, or something along those lines. Same thing applies here. Next, if you're trying to look for deals, make sure you define what a deal is in your head. Remember, we're in San Diego, especially for those moving from out of state. This is not Nebraska, right? People want to live here regardless of what you see on, news or whatever like that. The demand for people moving here, both out of the country and out of the state and out of the area, is extremely high. So defining what a deal is in your head is incredibly important. Remember, there's a difference between market value and list price and appraised value. Define in your head what is a deal for you. Getting a home for market value or slightly under market value, slightly, is a great deal. If you think you're gonna get a home for $100,000 under market value, like, must be realistic. Just think, put your take yourself out of your own body. Is someone else willing to beat me out for that? San Diego never rains. People want to move here. If you're banking on doing $100,000 under list price to get a deal, someone's going to beat you out and they're going to take that home from you. So think of it as a Nike CEO said, business is a war without bullets, and real estate is no difference. Make sure that you are prepared to go to war when you're trying to buy a home in a place where people vacation. So if you get that mindset, good. If you go into this thinking like, man, I'm going to get a great deal. Okay, there's ways, and I'm going to show you this later, that we can find deals, but just shift your paradigm of what the expectation of a deal is, and you'll have such a better time. Because remember, these homes, especially if you're buying a single family home, it's say 6%, right? Appreciates 6% a year. So that $1 million home every month appreciates by 0.5%. Every month it goes up by $5,000. So if you're holding out for, this ridiculous number, you're losing money every month. And someone else that understands that will take your home from you, and it's frustrating. So if you have any questions, there's always links in my description below, and book a call and I will break it down for your specific case and how much, a $50,000, less than list price is actually getting you on your mortgage. You'd be shocked to realize that it's like $300 difference, and you're going to lose this home for $300 a month. But I digress. Now on to sellers. My seller's advice: make sure that you price your home accordingly. As you can see, inventory is growing. I can bring it back up. Inventory has been growing steadily over the past 6 months. So it's not 2019, it's not 2018. Make sure that you price your home, and your listing price, ask price, whatever you want to call it, is realistic. Make sure you price it slightly below market value, because people will come for it, right? Buyers are more savvy than they are ever because interest rates are so high. So they're being more cautious or calculated when they're buying a home. And plus, you gotta think, everybody has access to more information than they ever had before. So if you price your home unrealistically and list it at an unrealistic price, you're going to sit on the home market for a long time, and then people are going to start wondering like, hey, when is Ian going to drop it more? And you don't want to be in that. Start your home, price it, respectably, slightly below market value. Create that concept of, I think I'm going to get a deal. People will flock to your home, and not the dumb person that's not doing that. And second, this might be sort of controversial, but don't talk about buyer's compensation. Do it by all means. Like, you make it so much easier for somebody to buy your home, which is what you want. And the little bit of money that you spend to cover the buyer's compensation, which ultimately they're going to pay for when they buy your home, will make it so much smoother for you. But don't let these realtors talk you into a certain amount. Bank on your make sure it's kind of like buying a car. They try to wrap you into all these different numbers so you don't understand like what your true bottom line is. That all those numbers are negotiable. So when you go down, sit down with your listing agent and be like, hey, what am I getting for what amount? What am I paying you? Not what am I paying everybody that you're going to mix, because you tell this, John Smith, like, hey, I'll 7% interest. Hey, I'll pay you 7% commission. And he takes 5% to himself and gives 2% to the buyer's agent. No, no, no. Break it down person by person, right? All right, listing agent, what do I need to pay you for your services? 4%. Get out of my house. Next person, 2.5, 3%, whatever. Boom. Fantastic. Now you have listing agent, 2%, 3%, whatever it is. Now you have to be open. I don't have to be open, but my recommendation is be open to buyer's compensation, but let the offers come in, because then you don't know. You don't be hell bent on a certain amount in your head. And if you trust your listing agent, which you should, or fire them, you have the conversation in your head like, yeah, I'm willing to do 6%, 3 to you, 3 to them, but let's just see what comes in. That's a way better strategy. Also, take into consideration here, look at this. This one's big for people looking to sell homes. Percentage of original list price received. If you look at this number, it's been steadily going down since April. So that means at 98%, whatever basically is, you sell your home for $1 million, you're getting 980,000. So keep that in the back of your head. Granted, it's different by location, and if you need something specific for your neighborhood, once again, there's a link in the description below to schedule a call, and we can go over your neighborhood or whatever you need. But take into consideration, as San Diego as a whole, it's a 97.9% percentage of original list price received. So whatever you sell your home for, you're potentially going to get 2% less. Take that in consideration. Don't be shocked by that. Also, pay attention to your local days on market. If it is blown out way more than the average time that most homes in your neighborhood sell, then you should probably rethink your strategy. Also, like I said again, I have plenty of links in my bio. I'm starting an email sellers campaign, or excuse me, an email educational course where it's just 5 to 7 days of each day, 8 o'clock, you're going to get a new educational piece. So even if you're thinking about selling your home or going to sell your home, I don't need your name. I don't need your phone number. I'm not going to blow you up. You just put in your email and you get all that information for whenever you need it. Next, everybody's favorite, mortgage rates. Actually, for the first time, we had positive, hope that the mortgage rates would start to go down when the Fed decided to choose to drop the Fed rate. But maybe those banks are trying to make back that money that they lost all these months. But if you check this out, as of October 10th, when I'm recording this video, sorry, life, we ended up finishing out the month of September at, what was this, right at 6.08%, which if you look at the graph, it's a steady decline since May, like it's trending downwards, which is fantastic. Remember, green is a 15-year mortgage. And as I've said on all my videos, if you own a home in San Diego with a 15-year mortgage, I owe you a coffee, because that's crazy. I've never met anybody with a 15-year mortgage. So if you do have one, please reach out. I'll buy you coffee or a drink, whatever you want. Love to see how you did that. But yeah, so we're focusing on the top number. And once again, remember, this is conventional, but it just gives you an idea of where the rates are at. So you see at the beginning of, let's see, we're right here, September 5th, we're at 6.35. Then when they were predicting the rates, the Fed dropping the rate towards the end of the month, and then for whatever reason, rates kind of tick back up again. Another shameless plug to tune back in next month when I will go over the market rates again, or the mortgage rates again. But once again, timing is of the essence. You can't predict or time. If you would have bought a home in September 19th, that would have been the lowest it's been in this whole year at 6.9%. As I've told and I've advised you, if you've been watching my videos, just buy a home that you financially can afford. Don't try to time the market. It's not, you're going to lose every time. And there's no nice way to say it. Perfect example, my current interest rate on my home is 5.75. How did I do it? I bought it a year ago and it was 7.75. And did it suck? Yeah, it was absolutely terrible. But when I chose to refinance it, and I'm talking to my lender, after the 6 month mark, hey man, what's up? He's like, not yet, not yet, not yet. Boom, yet. And we refinanced, and now my mortgage is 5.75. Am I going to do it again? Probably. But bottom line, it can happen. You just have to get yourself foot in the door. And then once you're foot in the door, you're good to go. So buy a home you can afford. Don't try not to worry about this. If you need mortgage rates or interest rates to be a certain level to be able to purchase a home, I get it. Check out. I have some links in the description below of videos of how, mistakes that home buyers make, how to save for a down payment, how to use a mortgage calculator, which you'd be surprised a lot of people don't understand. So you can kind of gauge like, hey, that house you're looking on Zillow, this is how much the mortgage would be. So you can start to budget and also plan for your own down payment and closing costs. Now, the final rollout, the exciting news. If you know me, you know that I am a marketer and data analyst nerd at heart, and then I do real estate because I just love real estate. I love helping people. So what I did was I created this proprietary algorithm that scans all of the listings in San Diego County to find the best deals based off certain criteria that I programmed in. And no, this is not like some like contractor special where like the roof's blown out and it's abandoned, condemned, and it's gross, or these off market listings that these agents try to lure you in with, which is just a waste of time that you can't even get a loan for. What I did is I built this algorithm that it scans all the different criteria that I put into, basically comparing and contrasting price per square foot versus the neighborhood, days on market, how many times the homes fell out of escrow and been on back on market, basically all this stuff to correlate and make this list. So I've been adding it, rolling it out to my buyers. It's kind of cool. So you get the obviously new listing stuff, and then you get this best deal stuff, and it's any price range too, which is awesome. Really happy about it. Haven't figured out a name yet for it, so if you have any good ideas for names, put in the comments below. I think I'm leaning toward like best data deals, or I don't know, something. If you help me with the name, that'd be great. If you don't see a link below, it's because I haven't figured out how to share it yet with you. But if you send me an email, I can send it to you, or just send me a comment, give me your email, and I can send it to you on the Excel spreadsheet. But thanks again for watching. That's all I have for you this week. I once again appreciate all the love and support. Check all the links in my description, and make sure, don't be afraid to book a call if you have any questions. It's 15 minutes of your life and I will answer whatever questions you want. I'm a real person. Make sure you check out this video, 5 mistakes that most homebuyers make. Not even put a downloadable piece of document for you there too. And once again, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week.